Hi, this is Trey Passer, and this is my movie review of Fright Night 2011 with spoilers. Okay. First of all, let me start off by saying I love the 1985 version of Fright Night, the one with Ryan McDowell, Chris Sarandon, Stephen Jeffries, William Ragsdale, and Amanda Beers. Okay, I think that's one of the great all-time horror comedy classics. And whoever forget that line, "You're so cool, Brewster." Okay, that's what I thoroughly enjoy that movie. And let me see, when I heard that they were remaking Fright Night for 2011, and then I saw the trailer, I said, "Oh, okay, this is a different take on it, and this looks interesting." And Colin Farrell, like I said, is one of my favorite actors, and I like um, Anton Yelchin, who plays the Charlie Brewster character. He's in a few movies. He's played Chekhov in the Star Trek remake, and he played young Kyle Reese in the Terminator Salvation movie, and I think he was in Alpha Dog. He was the brother who got killed. Okay, and let me also tell you who else is in the cast. Christopher Mintz-Police, he plays Evil Ed. Okay, and there's David Tennant, who plays the Peter Vincent character. And his character, Peter Vincent, instead of being a old horror movie host, in this version, he's a kind of a Chris Angel type character who does a show in Vegas. Okay, and like I said, the story basically otherwise is the same, except they moved the setting to Vegas, and the mother is a little bit more involved in this story than in the previous movie. I think in the other movie, the mother was totally oblivious to everything that was going on. Okay, but in this movie, the mother's involved in it a lot. In fact, she discovers along with the girlfriend at the same time that their neighbor is a vampire. Okay, and what I loved about this movie is, first of all, Colin Farrell's portrayal of Jerry Dandridge. I think even in the movie, I think the Evil Ed character describes his character as this way. He goes, he's not loving, he's not lovesick, he's not romantic, he's a sharp. He just attacks, and attacks. And basically that's what Colin Farrell does in the movie. His Jerry Dandridge is basically just a predator, and the people are just there for him to basically attack and convert and do what he wants. And let me just go through the line. Anton Yelchin plays, like I said, Charlie Brewster, and he's a decent Charlie Brewster. And I know a lot of people weren't too crazy about it, but I think he did a decent job in this movie, because, like I said, in the first part of the movie, he's kind of a dick who kind of blows off his friend Ed, Evil Ed, and then later, like I said, he rises to the occasion to rescue his girl, and so I think he did a decent job. And Toni Collette, who plays the mom, she has a little something to do, and she does a decent job with what she's given. The character who I disappointed his screen time was actually the Evil Ed character. In this movie, he's not in the movie so much as he was in the 80s version. He basically, I think he's in basically just 2 sequences actually. So he's not in this movie as much, and I think I would have liked that to have changed. But other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, and like I said, there's some great sequences that happen in the movie. And I'm just going to go over them real briefly to let you know. There's a part where Charlie Brewster breaks into Colin Farrell's house, when he's suspecting that he's a vampire, and he's looking around, and basically he runs into his next door neighbor who went to the house for a date, and she's basically trapped in the house, and he's trying to get her out. But of course, Colin Farrell's character comes back to the house, and he's trying to hide and not to get discovered. And that sequence alone is, without getting too much into detail, that's one of the great tension-filled sequences in that movie. And then there's another sequence that you see actually in the trailer where Colin Farrell's character is trying to get into the house, and he basically pulls up the gas pipe and exposes it and blows up the house. Starting a chase sequence that begins, in the culminates in the desert. And there's a cameo in the movie by Chris Sarandon, who plays an unfortunate motorist who happens upon the scene in the desert. And unfortunately for him, his screen time is not that long. But everybody, in the theater when I was at, when they saw him, they said, you could see people recognize him. They said, "Oh," you hear the people talking and say, "Oh, it's Chris Sarandon." Okay, but anyway, back to the movie. Like I said, Colin Farrell, his Jerry Dandridge, like I said, is just a pure shark. He's just like a force of nature, basically. Just there's a sequence, like I said, there's a sequence where there's a sequence where where he turns McLovin, where he basically attacks him like a shark, ironically in a pool of water. Uh, and there's another sequence, like I said, the sequence where he's chasing him in the desert. And there's another sequence where he's basically chasing Amy and Charlie Brewster's character in the disco, and he basically just attacks the Amy character. They get separated, Charlie and Amy, and he just comes down. Basically, looks like he's hanging from the ceiling. He just comes down and grabs the Amy character and basically hypnotizes her and turns her. And then, like I said, and one other thing, the Peter Vincent character in this movie, there's a sequence where the Charlie Brewster character, when he's first trying to figure out, trying to get all the clues he can about vampires, and he goes to him and pretends to be a reporter, and he kind of blows him off. But there's actually a reason why, which I don't want to give away. I save that part for if you want to see the movie, where he actually, there's a reason why the Peter Vincent character in this movie is collecting like all these artifacts and stuff about vampires and stuff, and he really has all this knowledge about it, and there's a reason for that, which I think I'll leave that to the people that want to see. I don't want to spoil everything, but actually there's another sequence, like I said, towards the end, where Charlie Brewster makes up his mind that he's going to, where he said, like, he's here in the trailer saying, he said either he's going to end me or I'm going to end him, and that's just the way it's going to be. Where he goes to Peter Vincent's character again and tells him, listen, I'm going, and you can come if you want, but I'm going to end this guy, okay? And then basically Peter Vincent shows up to help him, and they have this great sequence where they go into break into Colin Farrell's house, and it's actually a sub basement, another level, where they have this great, and I guess this would be the climactic scene, where he's trying to save Amy, he's trying to kill, Jerry Dandridge at the same time, and kill these other vampires. Everybody else that Jerry Dandridge shows up, and they're fighting with them, and it's just a great sequence. And like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this Fright Night 2011, and let me know what you think about it. You want to see it? This remake, you want to go see it? Do you think the 1985 version is a classic, and you just don't want to see it to mess up your memory of that version? But I think that both versions can exist in the world, and I have no problem. And when this movie comes on Blu-ray, I'm going to buy it because, like I said, and I also think that they may have cut some things in this movie because the way it starts out, it's already past the point where Charlie's hanging with the cool kids and stuff, and so I don't know if they actually filmed, because actually they did show a part where he's looking at old videotapes of him and Evil Ed and another guy playing these Dungeons and Dragons type games, and you get the kind of feeling that they were close before, and then there was something that kind of helped them, that made them separate, which they don't actually show, which they probably cut, which I think they probably cut from the movie. Anyway, basically, like I said, if I could give this a rating, I would give it 3 stars. I think it's thoroughly entertaining. Colin Farrell is absolutely fantastic, and if I had to rate it, I give Fright Night, the original, I give that 4 stars. I give this 3 stars. And basically, let me know what you think. Are you going to go see it? And what do you think? If you have seen it, what do you think of it? And just let me know. Okay. And for now, that's it. I'm Trey Patchen. Take care.